Okay, thank you.
Do you ever think how you would feel if you were one of the millions of disabled children that struggle greatly to complete everyday tasks that we take for granted? Or the fact that they can't fit into most environments because of their conditions? You would probably be very unhappy, right? Well, know that there are about 90 million children right now struggling with that problem. I would like to tell you a short story about what made me choose my topic for Quest. My great-grandmother will be 100 this year. When I was born, she was 86. For many of the early years of my life, I would see her walking around with a cane, but when she became too old to walk, she had to switch to a wheelchair. My great-grandfather died when I was very young, which left my great-grandmother with her two caretakers. I would see them struggle greatly to help her move around her house or get into a vehicle. But no matter how hard it ever was for her, she always kept a big, bright smile on her face. She inspired me to learn more about wheelchairs, which eventually led me to learning about disabilities. When I was in the 5th grade, back in my home country, Serbia, I had a project called The Exhibition. With my two best friends, I made a presentation about physical and mental disability and its effects on the world. These two experiences are ultimately what made me choose the Quest topic I would work on. In the end, I decided to inquire into Green School's accessibility towards the physically disabled. My old school was not wheelchair accessible, but Green School is way worse. Many schools in Indonesia are not wheelchair accessible. Did you know that many disabled students in Indonesia lack proper education due to very, very few accessible facilities? UNICEF estimates that around 90% of the world's disabled children do not go to school, a jarring 9 out of 10. The World Report on Disability estimates that the population of people in the world living with a disability is 1 billion, 10% of which are children. This means that 100 million children have some form of disability and that a whopping 90 million don't receive proper education. This needs to change. As we all know, in Green School, we have many factors that contribute to its unavailability towards the disabled, like its vast amount of stairs and rocks between our classrooms. All this makes it highly difficult for any physically disabled students to even visit our school. What are we waiting for? This is Green School. We pride ourselves on being open-minded and inclusive towards all students. So why is this still a problem? Even our nurse's office doesn't have a wheelchair due to the fact that our campus is so inaccessible. When I attempted to get some information about this, no one could really give me a proper answer because this problem, it was never really looked into or prioritized. Regardless of this, what I do know is that this is a real issue that we as a community should start paying more attention to. Imagine how many lives we could change for the better by making it accessible. So many young children that have not yet been given the privilege of an accessible campus could finally go to a good school. I wanted to help fix this issue in whatever way I could. So for my Quest project, I made a prototype of a disability ramp for the heart of school. This is what a standard disability ramp looks like. And this is what my prototype looks like. It is a ramp that would help children go up the stairs leading up to the heart of school. This solution is probably not permanent, as it is only a first draft. But I believe that with more time and iHub's materials, I could definitely make a better solution. The most interesting part of my project was actually building the ramp itself, because it was super satisfying to see it all come together for the first time. The part that required the most work was making the right angle for the ramp, because I had to make it exactly 10 degrees, which I failed at quite a few times, but it was also really satisfying when I finished. The most challenging part of my Quest project was deciding on a realistic and doable goal for my topic. In the early stages of my project, I would have meetings with my mentors and we would discuss many ideas like what material is the best for the disability ramp, how exactly will the design look, and would there be any funding required? My final vision of this project is to have all of the bathrooms in Green School equipped with these devices. A great challenge will also be making the path to the middle school village accessible. Finally, I encourage you all, when you get home, to think about your workplace or classroom. See if it is wheelchair accessible. Look at the entrance, the size of your bathroom. Do you have an upper floor where you sleep? Just a small exercise to show you how great a problem wheelchair accessibility is and how unnoticed it is by so many. I hope that I've taught you more on this issue that really needs fixing in Green School. I would just like to take a moment and give a special thanks to the people who have greatly helped me throughout this project. These people are Ibu Kylie, Ibu Nicola, Ibu Jackie, Ibu Gita, Pak Marcel, Pak Daniel, Pak Baxter, and Pak Driver. These were some of the plans for the first design, which, like I mentioned before, failed. Most importantly, I just wanted to thank everyone who came here today to watch all of our presentations. Thank you for taking the time out of your day.